Hi, hello, I'm the ImpendingMoon, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. In between episodes, I've gone ahead and updated Minecraft, I've updated my resource pack and skin, and I've changed my recording process, so hopefully it'll be a higher quality video. So some goals for today's episodes are that I want to fully plant this farm over here, and make sure I get some animals bred, so that when I get an enchanting table, I can actually have enough bookshelves to get to level 30. And I also probably want to get a bridge and some pathways built on this island. Maybe another storage shed because I'm already running into the limits of 6 chests. And then somewhere around here I want to make an entrance for a branch mine. Caving is fun, but sometimes I just want to turn my brain off and mine. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and see what this farm's got so far. Because I, in fact, did not go fishing or farming like I planned to in between episodes. I'm going to ignore these sheep for now and focus my attention on getting more cows. And then I was thinking this mountain right here would be a good spot to put a branch mine entrance. You got the relatively vertical cliff right there, that should work out pretty well. Ooh, speaking of leather. Yeah, so right here is where I was thinking of putting the Mineshaft entrance here. We're pretty vertical, don't need to do too much terraforming to get a Mineshaft entrance built in. Do need to tear down these trees, but I should probably get some more wood anyway. And it's a fairly straight shot from the path I've already got for the farms over here. My only concern would be the aquifers and the caves that are on this mountain. Because we've already explored the caves over here. That was the first cave that we really explored. And there was a lot of water around this area. So I'm just going to hope that there isn't too much. And that if I do run into any water, I hopefully able to just cover it up and dig around it. And hopefully it's not completely flooded at one of the Y levels that I want to dig at. But first thing is going to be tearing down these trees. And there goes an axe. And I just realized I have so much more wilderness to light up. Well, if I just keep sprinting, they can't catch up to me. Go ahead and replant some potatoes. And remind myself why I need a bridge. Hey sandwich. Hey burrito. You want a potato? Nope. Go ahead and harvest some sugarcane. Gonna need a good amount of that for all the bookshelves. And you know what? If I find any redstone, I can go ahead and make myself a sugarcane farm. Just because it's really easy to automate. Make some more cows. And then I might as well start clearing out a pathway to the mineshaft entrance that I still need to build. Boat dog, you are currently in the way, and so I'm gonna put the boat where it belongs, which is like roughly over here. So you have fun. You can go fish. Big oak tree, I'm going to divert the path around you. And another big oak tree, so I guess we're going right in between them. Ooh, actually, before I get too far, 1.21.3 means something special. Need some leather. I've got one string. So I can get exactly one of these, but I can make a bundle. And let's see, do I have any dye? Let's go ahead and dye this red. Why not? This is really useful because I can go ahead and store whatever types of items I want, so long as they all fit into one stack, and they only take up one inventory slot. Alright, so I got all the trees cleared out for the path. I'll just make that on my way back. But I'm thinking I'll dig out probably like a 5x5 entrance here, because I want to have just a small little area to store some stuff in, maybe make a minecart thing before I actually start digging down in the mineshaft. And so, thinking starting right over here, we can just go straight in like this a few blocks. Yeah, so I'm thinking something like this, although now that I look at it, maybe going 5x4 might work a little bit better. Yeah, like this. I can make the roof like right here. And then we can go like this. And then I can go ahead and cover it up with some fancy stuff like lanterns, maybe some fences in here. Yeah, but I think I'm going to go probably, say, 4 more blocks inwards here before I start heading down. Should give me enough space to have some chests and all that. And you know what? This doesn't have even spacing, so I'm going to go 1 more. There we are. Now, I don't quite have enough for this, as in I am 1 off. And I need to go cut down another tree. You'll do. I'll go ahead and boop. Then let's see. Probably cover this in cobblestone for now. I'll eventually come back and rough it up a bit, get some details in. But for now, I just want it to be stone. We can go ahead and cover this little bit with dirt. Maybe I'll eventually just make this stone. Probably try and incorporate this into the cliffside a little bit more. I mean, that looks ish. Definitely gonna need to come in and work on this a little bit more. Because it looks a bit awkward with the cobblestone and just dirt instead of stone around it. So I'll just leave it like this for now and come back to it later. Yeah, but I'm thinking inside we can go ahead, dig out just some details in the stone here. Throw some cobblestone for some cracks. Something like andesite, diorite, and the like. But for now, it should be fine. I'm not too worried about it. Alright, but this should be enough that I can go ahead and expand later. And I'm gonna start digging down. And hopefully I don't run into too many aquifers. Well, I've barely made it 10 blocks down, and I'm already at one. Well, suppose best thing to do is to just keep going. Yeah, so I'm building out 1 more than I really need to, just so I've got enough space to widen this out to be 3 wide. Then I can go ahead and fill in all the water here, and just start digging. Well, oh boy, copper. Speaking of which, I am at Y48, which is the best level for copper and pretty good for coal. Yeah, coal is best found the higher up you get in the world, which is weird, but second best is just mining for it at the same time as copper. And next stop is Y16. Well, I need to go and get another pickaxe. And I don't have any stairs yet. Now let's go ahead and breed these cows some more. And put some of this stuff away. You know what I haven't considered? Oh, no. There's where my iron is. I was like, do I not have any iron? No, I've got enough of it to not have to worry about anything, really. And in fact, I might as well make myself a helmet. Just so that I got a full set of armor. I can also grab some shears, because why not? And back to mining. How's it going, boat dog? Ooh, lapis. Alright, I'm at Y16. This is where I'm mostly going to find iron and lapis. And technically, lapis is at 0, but I don't really care enough about it specifically to make an entire layer for it. And we're starting to get into deep slate, which means that mining is going to be significantly slower from now on. But at least deep slate is pretty to build with. And negative 16, this is going to be the best layer for gold, and a pretty good layer for lapis as well. Ooh! Well, isn't that just fancy? Well, I'm just going to go ahead and dig all around it, make sure I'm not losing anything. Alright, only 4, but that is still a respectable amount, and it means I can get myself a diamond pickaxe, and since we've got one back at home, an enchanting table. So I'm gonna finish digging up this room and then head back up and get myself a snazzy new pickaxe. Alright, that's dug out, and I still don't have any stairs yet. Hey Ross, I got some diamonds. Go ahead and put some stuff away while I'm here. I can go ahead and make myself a diamond pickaxe. Go ahead and harvest some of this sugarcane. Turn that into a book. And then remember that I need obsidian. Now, I'm not entirely sure I know exactly where I've got some lava, but if anything, it's going to be easily found in some caves. Well, we've got some flowing lava right there, but that's not exactly a pool. We got creepers. Significant amount of creepers, actually. Huh. This cave looks to go pretty deep. That's some iron. Well, an iron. Okay, I can hear some lava. Roughly in this direction. Probably down. Yep, getting louder. The combination of lava and skeleton sounds, not great. Ooh. There's the lava. And it's an actual pool, which is nice. And I figure I might as well get enough for a nether portal and an enchanting table. This is going to take a while. Alright, a non-trivial amount of time later, I've got enough for a nether portal and an enchanting table. Now how do I get out of here? Alright, back in the cave that I know. And back out onto the surface where it is dark. Egg. A sandwich. A burrito. I'm gonna go to bed, and then we're gonna make some magic. Alright. So I should have everything I need to make myself an enchanting table. Do I have any more leather? Don't think so, and I don't have any cows that I really want to kill right now. So for now, we're just going to do this without any bookshelves. I'll go ahead. Eventually, I'll make this its own building, you know, for the mystique of it. But you guys are going to witness the first enchantments I get on my pickaxe, which is going to be Efficiency 1 and Unbreaking 1. The bare minimum, I would say. And hey, that's a okay sword. Might as well. Efficiency 1, yeah. Efficiency 2, Unbreaking 1. I would have really liked that on the diamond pickaxe, but whatever. These two don't have enough durability for me to care about enchanting them. But that's enough caving. It's time to get back to the strip mine. Alright, time to get digging again. Next stop, bottom of the world. It is so much more pleasant to dig through deep slate with enchanted tools, even if I'm not using my diamond pickaxe yet. Ooh. We've got ourselves a cave. Lots of tuff, which I really appreciate. Okay. Well, it opens up at least somewhat. Ooh. And we got some redstone. And I could have waited for the lava. So I guess if I need more interest than branch mining in my life, I can go ahead and come back to this. But I'm gonna return and keep making my branch mine. Where did I come from? Nah, came from right here. Alright. I am at Y -59. As close to the bottom of the world as I can get without bedrock. And I'm hearing a lot of lava around me, which makes me slightly concerned for starting a branch mine here. But I'm just going to ignore it and hope that I can mine around it. Alright, and this is going to be my diamond branch mine. But I'm not going to sit here and branch mine on camera because that would be a very big waste of recording space for not a lot of interesting footage. This is mostly just so that I can sit down in between episodes, watch YouTube, and shut my brain off while I go and mine for resources. Because along with diamonds, iron, and whatever, branch mining is a good way to get a ton of stone to build with, and I like building with stone. And speaking of getting a ton of stone, I need to dig this same staircase 2 more times. Well, might as well get to it. Oh! Okay, well, that's worth it. Well, I am no longer... This is why I pretty much always mine around the diamonds. I just got lazy. I mean, at least it wasn't directly under it this time. Well, this is neat. I'm going to ignore it. Well, there goes the last of the iron pickaxes. Now it's on to the diamond. Alright, and right as my inventory fills up, we're done with the second part of this staircase. I've only got 1 more to go, but I really need to clear out my inventory before I start that. Yeah, and I really need to work on my storage as well. And now on to the third part of the staircase. Ooh. Alright. So far, this branch mine has been extremely profitable. And there it is, the full staircase dug out. I made sure to replace any dirt or gravel on the bottom with cobblestone or cobbled deep slate, just so it looks nice. Right, and there's the stairs. In the middle here, I'm going to put a rail to make use of the minecart improvements that I've enabled. But I'm going to put that off until next episode because I want to get out of the underground. Because all of this took an hour and a half to do, and I would like to do something else. Hey sandwich, hey burrito. I'm gonna go ahead and sleep even though it's sunrise just to make sure I'm not getting any phantoms. Alright, so I'm going to go and make myself a full set of diamond tools as soon as I figure out where I put my sticks. I have determined that I have absolutely no idea. I might have used them, but either way, let's go and get this, an axe, and a shovel. Go ahead and enchant this. I want to prioritize getting Silk Touch on something. So let's see. Only Unbreaking 1. That kind of sucks. Let's see. Efficiency I'd care more about on the shovel. Silk Touch? Who knows? It is Efficiency 1 and Unbreaking 1. Let's see. How do I make a grindstone again? Let's see. Can I get away with just using andesite? The answer is, of course, no. Alright. I'll just go ahead and pop a single cobblestone into there. Waste a little bit of coal, but, what does it matter? Well, that smelts. Go ahead and put down the cauldron here. This is a sink. It's not very useful right now. Alright, and now I can grab myself a grindstone. Bop. I'll find a better spot for that. But I do want to see if I can at all get Silk Touch. And the answer is apparently no. Well, I got one more shot at this. Why is it level 7 now? Whatever. I will come back to that once I've got some more levels. But back to the most pressing matter, I desperately need to get some storage. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some building supplies. And I am going to make an actual storage building. Alright, and I want a good amount of space for this, so I figure I'm going to build it on the shore rather than on the island here. I think somewhere along the pathway between here and the mineshaft is a good way to go. So I'm going to go ahead and till all these paths. I'm thinking right here is probably a good spot. Right behind the big tree that I don't want to tear down, and still pretty close to the farm so that I don't have to run too far away to get to my stuff. So I'm going to set up some temporary storage, just so I'm not filling my inventory with complete garbage. Well, okay, well, that's not appreciated. Huh. You know, I may want to go and do some more terraforming here. But for now, it should be fine to just put a cobblestone floor in. And ignore the creepers. Huh. We have a zombie villager in full golden armor. Fortunately for you, I don't actually need to keep you alive for villagers, so... Well, we're gonna make a slight mob farm under here because I don't care enough to light it up all the way right now. Alright, so this should be enough area cleared out. I'm going to quickly run back and grab some dirt, and then I'm gonna get started building. Glad to know you approve, Ross. Go ahead and fill this in. And now it's time to get building. Aye. Alright, and this is most of the storage hall done. I still need to get a bunch of windows in, but I did just sort of wing this build. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm not 100% on the roof, but I can always change that. And I am going to need so much wood to fill in all of these chests, because we got all the chests that are going in right here. This is off-center. Well, you know what? That's a problem for later. But I was also 100% correct about this under here being a mob farm. It is so annoying to be just in the general vicinity of this place. So I'm going to go and light this place up. Oh, you've got full iron. And you didn't drop any of it. Ooh. That is 2 bundles right there. Alright. Well, this place should be lit up enough that I'm not going to have to worry about monsters spawning directly underneath me all the time. Alright, well, I am going to go to bed, and then I'm going to deal with the glass. Because these monsters are seriously getting on my nerves. Bees! This is why I wanted Silk Touch. Hey, Ross. Yeah, but I'm just gonna grab some sand from a place that I'm not gonna have to look at for too long. Alright. Stacking a bit of sand should be enough time to smelt it. And you know, while I'm here, I'm actually pretty much out of food. I think I might have some apples left over from the trees. But my potato crop has come along nicely. Alright, after replanting, I have just under 3.5 stacks of potatoes and 3 poisonous potatoes. Time to begin my excessively potato-heavy diet. And to speed up the cooking process, I made some smokers, and this building is starting to get a bit cramped. So we'll get the glass smelting right in here, and get some potatoes cooking. These can just go in there, I guess. Sandwich. Alright, should be enough glass and enough potatoes for now. I'll go ahead and craft all these into glass panes. And I'm hoping that's going to be enough because I don't want to walk back over here. And we can just boop, 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 boop. And so on, and so on, and so on. And there we are. Well, isn't this place just looking snazzy? I still got this little bit, which I forgot about. Yeah, so far my plan is chests along here. I forgot that this wasn't centered. Are you kidding me? I don't have any more deep slate tiles, and I think I'm out of deep slate. I suppose I yearn for the mines. I will eventually probably use like jack-o'-lanterns and moss to light this area up, but for now torch spam is my chosen solution. Alright, start digging I suppose. And that's enough. Just go ahead and turn this into deep slate bricks. And there we are for that. That also does mean I'm going to choose to extend this middle bit one more, then shrink it. Alright, and now that that's taken care of, let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great, so that is 10 by 5. That is 50 chests. 50 double chests on each side of this. Plus here, this is where I kind of want a little crafting station, shulker boxes. I might replace these walls with barrels, but I don't foresee myself needing that much storage when I've got 100 double chests otherwise. And before I realized my mistake, this was 3 wide, well, 5 wide, so that it could perfectly fit a hidden enchanting table. I still could, it would just be off-center, and that would bug me even more. So I think I'm just going to go with a separate enchanting room, probably deeper in the forest. Make it mystical. And what I can do right now is get this doorway put in. Alright, and now for the really grindy bit, which is going to be getting all of the wood for the chests here. Now, 100 double chests is 200 regular chests. I need 8 planks for each, and that takes 2 logs. And so that boils down to just over 6 stacks of logs, just for the chests to hold everything. Alright, so I've dropped off everything that wasn't necessary. I got some torches to light stuff up. I'm not gonna need a pickaxe or shovel. I'm going to go into the old growth taiga over here, and I'm going to chop trees until I have 6 1/4 stacks. Actually, you know what? It would be smart to bring a bed. And I'm getting distracted already. I want to make this look a little bit nicer. There we are. What are you doing inside of my potato farm? Good sir. You know what? I really like having some leads. I don't want to sit here and have you trampling all of my crops. So if you would ever so kindly follow me out so that I may separate you from your llamas. Hey, no. You know what? You can stay in there. Don't trample the crops. You can leave through the corners. Hey, sandwich. Where did I put stuff? This is why I need storage. There we are. Alright, I got a bed. Now it's time to commit some deforestation. Oh, there's a village over here. Huh. I guess I just haven't walked this far. And you know, this isn't even the worst village I've seen. You at least have a waterfall to get up. Or at least I do. It doesn't seem like you guys can. Well, anyways, back to the original task at hand. Ow. That's annoying. Well, at least I've got that. Well, anyways, I may have gotten a little bit overzealous with the deforestation. I have just over 12 stacks of logs. So just a little under double what I actually needed, but I'm gonna build with it anyway, so might as well have it. So I'll just go and dump a bunch of stuff in here. Let's get the 6 1/4 stacks that I need, and I'm just going to turn them all into chests. And there we go, we've got 200 chests. I'm gonna go ahead and just start placing them down, and just double check. Yeah, that is a non-solid block. And there we are. 100 double chests in here. And hopefully this is going to be enough storage for me for a good while. At the very least, until I get to anything industrial. And instead of sitting here and organizing all my stuff on camera, I'm gonna call today's episode here. I didn't quite get to everything that I wanted to do, but I did end up farming a little bit. I got my branch mine all dug out and ready for me to start doing some stuff between episodes. And I've got this pretty nice building built, with so many chests. And in between episodes, I'm gonna be busy, I'll be mining, I'll be organizing all my stuff, definitely getting some farming done. And next episode, I want to get some automated farms done, along with that bridge to my house. But anyways, I hope you've enjoyed. I've been the Impending Moon, and good night. Okay, man, I can still see you over there. Get out of my potato field.